Hey Mom and Dad, sorry I couldn't be there with you, but in the spirit of the yard looking perhaps better than it's ever looked, maybe better than it'll look in the next several years, I thought I'd give you a quick tour. So here is La Bene Villa, a little Italian urban forest garden. There's our two-car garage here. Blackberry bramble over here. It's a little bit out of control, but we did get quite a few blackberries off of it this year. Got our nice potted lemon tree doing fairly well right now. I just watered heavily everything. So got a jujube tree right here with several small things interspersed, planted around it. Several strawberries in there. We'll see those up close in a minute. Got some grapevines started along this trellis. You can't see the wire here, but wire that goes all the way across here connects to this grapevine, which I'm going to try to train to go all the way along the fence there. So we got a series of grape trellis wires here. You can see this one on the corner growing pretty nicely toward the others. So we're hoping to create kind of a little half wall here of grape trellis with grapes hanging down where the kids can pick in future years. So we come in, got some more strawberries planted just as a ground cover that's starting to finally spread out a little bit. Got a little walking path here. We've got our fully mature pecan tree right here, which gives us tremendous shade, especially for all of these little gilded apple trees. These are our two apple trees. This one's Granny Smith here. A few things planted around it. You can see that barrage plant there. Got tomato planted right here and several other small things you can't really see in there. But kid swing set there. Coming through here, got a potted blueberry there. More strawberries. We've got some blueberry there. Strawberries. These right here are Jerusalem artichokes. I've got these sprouted up all over the fence line, so all along the fence line, about every 10 feet all the way down. I'll show you the biggest ones in the back corner there, but these things will grow up well beyond the fence tops there, maybe 6-8 feet tall. They're gonna be huge sunflowers. They're in the sunflower family. This right here is our Red Delicious apple. Molly Delicious. I forget what it's called. It's a sweet red apple. So hopefully that'll grow up nicely into this open space under these pecan limbs here, fill out. And like I said, there's our Granny Smith coming in very nicely. Got another blueberry bush right here behind little Nicolette's swing. Back here we've got our little English-inspired cottage garden. I've got some gooseberry bushes that I'm not sure how well they're gonna do it all, but I've got hopes that they'll do something. Two gooseberries and then a little English currant bush here. The guy told me he's not sure exactly how these are going to do in this Texas heat. Almost nobody's that they plant do well out here because of the heat and the droughts, but he said if you got a really shady spot, it just might work. So I've got a little English cottage garden inspired English garden back there. That's my big pile of sticks. This is kind of we treat this as our wilderness area. So you can see this is the big limb, third of the tree of our grandpapa elm tree. You can see he's just snapped off storm after storm after storm. Well, this was the big one that laid down perfectly. You can see the fingers of it just hugged our pecan tree without touching it. So what we now have is kind of a jungle gym, created a wilderness back there. Got our peach tree guild right here. This peach tree is just forming beautifully. Excited about this. Got several things planted around it. Hopefully the next year or two will sprout up. There's more of those Jerusalem artichokes getting to 4 feet tall. Got an asparagus guild right here. So we planted that asparagus 2 or 3 years ago, I forget now. But it's starting to come in nicely. Got a little bitty fence to kind of keep it protected, give it some structure. Very excited about the fig tree. We finally, just as I was watering an hour or so ago, got our first purple figs coming in, so they're finally starting to come in to ripen. There's one there. There's one that's really purple right there. I'm sure Pilgrim will be excited. In fact, I can squish that one. It's already starting to ripen really well. So we'll have a nice bushed fig tree there. And over here we got a potted grape that I just honestly neglected watering, so it's not doing well. Got a cucumber vine that's just out of control with huge cucumbers. Those are small ones compared to the other monsters back here, there. We've got about 8 or 10 yellowish green cucumbers there. Got some things vining out. There's more of those Jerusalem artichokes. There's the monster one, already 6 feet tall and climbing. Got a bunch of vines planted back there. This is our almond tree. So this big corner right here is gonna be dedicated to this almond. It's gonna kind of be the centerpiece of the whole yard once it comes into full bloom. Those beautiful pink blooms. Courtney will be able to see from the back deck that I'm gonna build her one day, hopefully. Got a little bushed bean there that's produced a handful of beans. Raspberry bushes that we're pretty much done picking. They're done producing, but these are all raspberry vines right here. Those were very, very tasty. And we got watermelon all over. I've got several watermelons that are coming in. Here's one, about 2 inches. Got a bunch of these little bitty guys, probably 15 of these all over the place. I can't go find them all. This is our biggest one. This one's about a 3-inch. So it looks like we'll have at least, I don't know, maybe anywhere from 8 to 10, maybe more good watermelons. There's another tomato I've tucked back here. Here's our compost area. It's kind of our garden prep area. We got sticks getting ready for chipping. We got more sticks there. We got our actual traditional compost bin there. More Jerusalem artichoke right there. More Jerusalem artichoke right there. One more right there. They're gonna be all over the place. So we're just eventually gonna have a whole wall pretty much of big sunflowers looking in on us. Here's a big span of the yard. There's the kids' play area, their little picnic table. There's Courtney's little bench, swing set. So, and then lastly, we kind of come up on another big, tall tomato plant doing really well. Got some zinnias that were just self-seeded from last year, probably 2 years ago, actually. There's another one here. Plant a lot more of those for Courtney next year. Got a crepe myrtle growing right here. Then another barrage plant, and what we're very excited about is growing all the way up the stair line. It's already reached the top, is a passion fruit vine. And just today I finally saw about 2 or 3 dozen caterpillars. I forget what they're called, but my friend gave me this vine because it's a host vine for one of the most beautiful butterflies in this area, and they will treat this as their home all year long, I suppose, however long it takes. And so the kids will be able to basically watch the kind of raise their own butterflies right here on the stairwell. So that was the idea, and all of this growth is just from this year. It had died back to the ground just a couple months ago, and then all of this, which is about 22 feet now, all the way up to the top of growth. So our plan is to one day we'll have to detach that and try to salvage it. Plan on rebuilding that staircase one day. I've got a design for a full new deck that's going to come out to about here. So I haven't planted much of anything that's long term in this area because the deck will kind of come out to about right here. It'll be raised, it'll be lowered rather a couple feet down from that main platform. So you can come down the stairs, step off onto the deck right here, and then be just below eyesight from the neighbors through the privacy fence. So that's kind of the long-term vision. There's the house, 2 stories, living room window, our bedroom window back there, and there's a view of my old workplace across the street. And that's the villa in progress.